Hey guys, it's Derek here. So it's been a while since we've taken a look at some AI tech, and well, this new iteration is actually kind of cool. This is the Dipal D1, and it's their take on an AI character pod. Let's talk about the exterior real quick. This is a primarily plastic construction on the outside, nice gray silver all throughout, and there's a lot of different vents to kind of help this. Well, a lot of these are actually functional to keep the heat from building up too much. For the full production model, I've been told that the top handle will be made out of metal, the details will be revised with some firmer material, and the colors will be a little bit brighter. I don't know if you guys can hear it, but there is a bit of a fan noise that might be picked up by the mic, I don't know. But other than that, it's very sleek, a large screen on the very front, and also some LEDs at the very bottom. Up top we have some physical buttons. You have the interaction button that you can press and hold down and talk to your D1. Also some lighting for brightness and also a little bit of volume controls. There is a camera up top, of course, to help us interact with our D1. And if you do want to kind of have a little bit more privacy, it does ship with a shield that you can put on top to kind of cover that up. Also, if you don't want this always on, there is a button in the back that you can press. It actually turns the screen off for a little bit. There are a few different options when it comes to that, and it's cool seeing it all be physically implemented. So you're probably wondering, what makes this different than basically everything else that's out there? Well, this actually has a ton more hardware and software backing it, and it shows directly with the screen itself. It's nice and curved, matte on the front, fully touchscreen, and yeah, it has over 2K resolution. So it's very high pixel density, and it's the same kind of stuff that you'll find on a foldable phone. So very high quality. It's not like some of the other competitors where it's just a flat screen and a round dome around it. The matte coating on here definitely helps. You can kind of put it up here against the light and it won't shine too bad. The glare isn't terrible. And because of the curved nature of this, it does also help with the 3D look to the entire model. One of the features that kind of blew me away the most was actually the eye tracking. Now there's cameras on top, of course, and they'll use those to kind of figure out where you are. If I move left or to the right, their eyes are gonna follow you. The head and everything else with the positioning will track you perfectly, which definitely helps with immersion. And yeah, might be a little too realistic for some of you, I don't know. Now I know we mentioned before that the screen is actually touch-based, and if you touch basically anywhere on the model, it will react to you in different ways. Like if we pat her head.
Hey, stop patting me like that.
Sorry. Or on the foot.
Huh? Is there something dirty?
And everything's super quick, by the way, like the response times.
Why do you keep poking my hand?
I'm sorry. But as you can see, very cool, and I'm just kind of blown away by how responsive everything is that way. And it also has the ability to understand hand motions and gestures. So if you were to wave to it, for example, or give it hard hands, it will pick up on that and kind of react accordingly. Of course, without the camera on, you won't really be able to do that. But if you do have the shield off, it'll definitely be able to pick up on that. They're also adding more gestures that it will be able to recognize in the future. So I'm excited to see what else they add to this. In terms of ports and connectivity, you just have a few on the back. The main one is the USB on the back there. You can charge everything and transfer data via this one here. You will get all of this included in the box when it comes shipped. And there's also a 3.5mm jack in case you want to hook this up to different kind of audio sources. So bigger speakers or whatnot, you can go and do that there. If the preloaded character isn't to your fancy, you of course can change everything out. And it's actually very simple. All you gotta do is give it a tap and it'll change over right on top of the screen right there. I love how all the controls are on the screen here and you can kind of change it on the fly. You can also swap up the backgrounds with a quick little tap there as well. If you want to interact with a D1, all you have to do is tap the button down here that says push to talk or hold to talk and say things like, hey, how's your day going? There's also a virtual call button on the bottom right-hand corner in case you have a long conversation you want to have.
I just told you my name is Asuka. Are you deaf or something? Pay attention when I'm talking to you.
All right. Sorry, I didn't know your name was Asuka. What are you doing today?
In to do what I always do. Train with Ava 2. It's not something you can understand. What about you? Do you even have anything important to do?
I'm making a YouTube video on you, so I hope you appreciate that.
A YouTube video about me? Well, make sure you get everything right. I'm Asuka, the pilot of Ava 2. I'm damn amazing. You better show my best side. And don't make any stupid mistakes in this video.
Safe to say, the character personality actually works very, very well and flawlessly, and that was all live. None of that was pre-programmed. It just kind of rolls with it. If there's a character that you want to put in here and it's not already preloaded, you can go to the official Dipal Store and add them in there pretty easily. Some are free and some do cost a little bit of money, just due to licensing and everything. But they're working on adding more IPs and characters to that library so you guys can play around with that. Of course, if you want to have a full custom experience with this, every single character has the ability to change things up, like the MBTI, their backstory, and even their zodiac. If you want to be very, very specific and add to the lore of your character, they'll pull from that and make your experience that much more customized. In a future update, they're also going to be doing voice cloning as well, so you can really dial in the voice of your favorite character. I believe it only will take about 10 minutes of sample footage or audio for it to do that. So just like how me and you have long-term and short-term memory, the D1 also has that. Every night, all the small conversations that aren't super, super useful, it will purge that from memory. However, if it's something important like appointments, your birthday, your anniversary, that will remember it there. Very cool how it does that. Let's just double check that it remembers my birthday, for example. Hey, do you remember when my birthday is?
Of course I do. Your birthday is on October 30th. I won't forget it. I'm already thinking about what kind of birthday wishes I'll send to you. By the way, I'm getting more and more nervous about my dance competition, but also really excited. Do you have any good advice for me to calm my nerves?
Maybe drink some tea and take a quick nap.
Drinking tea and taking a quick nap sounds like a great idea. I'll give it a try. I'm really looking forward to calming down and performing well in the competition. Thanks for the advice.
The D1 also has the ability to react accordingly to your tone of voice. So if you're angry, upset, enthusiastic, it'll try its best to match you. Currently, the D1 has a few languages that are already pre-programmed in here, like English, Chinese, and Japanese, but they're also adding a whole bunch more in future updates. So this will most likely be able to converse with you in any language you want. So for anyone who's been dabbling a little bit in smart home tech, this is actually going to be a game changer as well. Instead of using your standard Alexa, for example, you can use the D1. This also has temperature and humidity sensors, so if things get a little too warm, this can talk to your AC and cool things down. Also, if it gets a little too humid, it'll give you some warnings as well. So in case anything bad happens, you'll kind of know with this guy over here. Or girl, whatever it identifies as, I don't know. If you're ever feeling like you want to see a little bit of a dance performance, you can also tap the button down here for dances, and it knows quite a few different popular choreographies. So there's a lot of fun to be had. Dipal's also developed a mobile app you can use, which will be available on Android and iOS, which allows you to essentially take this experience on the go, or into a different room if you need to. So you can still do things like changing the background or the character, changing up prompts and personality types and whatnot, but it's just another extra layer of immersion that you can kind of have. Of course, this is still a pre-production unit, so there are things that may or may not change, like how you can actually get some robotic legs to go along with this, and all that's available on their Kickstarter. So this project is pretty much fully funded through at this point, so it's 100% coming to market, but if you want to join up on this early and get this at a pretty substantial discount, I highly recommend that. They're currently over $600,000 into their funding goal, so yeah, very impressive, and there's still a little bit of time left to get those orders in. Overall, I'm incredibly impressed with how this turned out. It's kind of opening my eye to what AI can do, and again, with all of this, this is constantly improving, so I would expect this to just get better. The hardware side is there, and the software is pretty close by as well. So hopefully you enjoyed this. Make sure to give it a like, comment down below, and let me know what you think of this one. And if you haven't already, I hope you're subscribed. My name is Derek, and I will see you at the next one. Bye, guys. And wanted to give an extra special shout out to all of our channel members. Thank you guys so much for helping support the channel, especially HyperJJ, our Pirate King, for supporting us every single month here. If you want to get videos like this a little bit earlier, get a custom emojis and loyalty badges, I'll leave that all linked in the description as well for where you can do that. Thanks again, and I'll see you next time.